Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
Psalm 91. Hey everybody, Joe Simons, like diamonds, back again with Salt Strong Unchurched. I'm really pumped about this. I'm going to share this psalm because if someone put a gun in my head and said, hey, you have to tell me about a Bible verse that impacted or changed your life, this is probably the only one that I could really say that about with instantaneous like feedback. Yes, I'm not trying to say the Bible has no importance or impact other than this psalm, but this is the one for me personally, and I know a lot of other people as well, that has had just a massive, massive impact. And I will say life-changing. I'll talk about why in just a little bit, and also talk about why I'm sharing it here today. First and foremost, though, I hope you were able to enjoy Thanksgiving. I think it is probably the craziest time of year, right? Everyone has the story of their aunt or uncle or, the crazy cousin that showed up or said something wild or inappropriate, or that the dog ran away with the ham, or, the turkey was overcooked or whatever. There just seems to be something about Thanksgiving that brings out the craziness and brings out the best stories. We had some at our family, true to form, and hopefully you did as well. But for me, regardless of all the craziness, it is such a good reminder of everything that we have to be thankful for. I mean, if you're just even living in America and have some sort of shelter over your head, you have way more to be thankful for than a lot of people. We just watched a really powerful video that this group called Heart for Winter Haven here in Winter Haven, Florida, put together. And one of their big missions, or their big mission, is to end child homelessness. And there's hundreds of kids in a small town like Winter Haven, Florida, many, many hundreds that have been identified as homeless, meaning they don't have a true home that they're staying in every night. One night it might be a car, one night it might be the uncle's house, one night it might be underneath the stars or underneath the bridge. I can't imagine how hard it is to study, how to succeed, to fit in. I can't imagine my kids doing it, with any of that. So even just a week, let alone a year or years of going through it. So just know that we're all so incredibly blessed, incredibly lucky. And, outside of America, it's a whole different world. I mean, there are so many people that don't even have the shelter, that are not just impoverished, but can't even go have free speech and can't do all the things that we do. I mean, you get Wi-Fi everywhere. There's villages and areas that never even heard of that. Don't have running water. So anyhow, not to go on a tangent, but for me, Thanksgiving is a time to reflect. It is a time to be around the family, and just a time to just kind of realign myself on how lucky I am, how lucky our family is, how lucky I am to be able to speak to you and have someone who wants to listen to me, and really how lucky I am to have God in my life and all the amazing things that have happened. So let's go into Psalm 91. I'm going to read it first, and this is the New Living Translation. So this is not the one that I personally memorized, but it's the one that's popped up first. So those who live in the shelter of the Most High, who find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust him. For he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly disease. He will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. Do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the arrow that flies in the day. Do not dread the disease that stalks in darkness, nor the disaster that strikes at midday. Though 1,000 fall at your side, 10,000 are dying around you, these evils will not touch you. Just open your eyes and see how the wicked are punished. If you make the Lord your refuge, if you make the Most High your shelter, no evil will conquer you, no plague will come near your home. For he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. They will hold you up with their hands so you won't ever hurt your foot on a stone. You will trample upon lions and cobras. You will crush fierce lions and serpents under your feet. The Lord says, I will rescue those who love me. I will protect those who trust in my name. When they call on me, I will answer. I will be with them in trouble. I will rescue and honor them. I will reward them with a long life and give them my salvation. Boom, that's powerful. Now, I do something a little bit different at the very end, and I've said this, I think it's every day now for 20 plus years. So you can bet that I have this thing memorized. And over the years, I've kind of changed it where the last couple of sentences are the Lord says, I will rescue those love me. I say, I will rescue Joe. I actually put my own name in there. I will protect Joe who trusts in my name. When they call on me, I will answer them. Like I start putting my own self in there. For me, I found that's very powerful. But let's talk about why this came about and why the heck have I been saying this every single day for 20 plus years. Well, a lot of you have heard about the anxiety attacks that I've struggled with for many, many years. And for the first, handful of years, if not longer, it was all kind of a blur just because I dealt with it every day. I was trying to hide it. I was trying to suppress it. I thought it was going to make me look weak. I didn't want to tell anyone, including my parents, the girl I was dating. I just kind of dealt with it, and it wasn't fun. It was brutal. I missed out on a lot. Ruined some relationships, missed out on best friends' weddings I was in. I literally just freaked out and I couldn't go and was afraid to tell anyone for the longest time. And I finally just got fed up with it. And it's like, I just can't imagine, I'm in my 20s at this point, late 20s. And I was like, I can't imagine I'm going to be doing this at 40. Like, maybe I should just tell someone. And so I entrusted in my mom. We were just kind of chatting, and I was telling her about some of the struggles, and she knew right away what it was. And I was like, how did you know? It's like, oh, your dad had some of that, when he was in his 20s, 30s, just struggling through life. It's pretty common. And, it might sound crazy, but this is before WebMD and, the internet, if you will. This is back when, yes, there was certainly internet, but it was AOL dial-up. And it wasn't, the information that's there today was not like it was back then. It wasn't even close. And the last thing that you would be typing in is, I'm getting heart palpitations and just sweating all the time. What's going on? It just never even occurred to me. And so after talking to my mom, she goes, I'm just going to think on and pray on it. She came back and she goes, you know what? You need to memorize Psalm 91. And I'll be honest, because I'm gonna help you share this with someone else, and you're gonna be able to tell them what I first thought was that's not gonna help. This is my first reaction. It's cheesy. What's me memorizing a Bible verse gonna do to stop this? And yet I trusted in my mom, and after I kind of went back on it, I was like, Mom, you don't understand. This is what I told her. I was like, Mom, you don't understand. Like, this is way bigger than me just memorizing a Bible verse. She's like, nothing's too big for God, one. And what do you have to lose? It's not going away by itself. So I was like, you're right. So why don't you just memorize it over the next 30 days and watch what happens? And I was like, you know what? I've tried everything else, and nothing has seemed to work. So I will give this a shot. And that would be my challenge to anyone you share with. If you have kids, spouses, your own parents, whoever it might be, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, coworkers that are going through just a lot of stress and anxiety, I would challenge them to memorize this. It changed my life. It changed my life in a way I can't even comprehend. It's the reason I still do it today. We all get little fears. And it could be the small stuff, even when I just tell you one recently, when we were, going through the selling process, there was just a lot of concerns. Am I doing this at the right time? And I would just say this every single morning. Usually I do it in the shower, sometimes even repeat a couple times. And it just gives me this peace. And I end up getting more and more clarity every time I do it. It just, as I say it, maybe you can even feel the passion as I was reading it. I really just kind of feel a lot of that stress go away. It just melts away. And I feel like God just having my back, like, He is my strength. And, nothing's going to happen. Even the 10,000 people dying around me, like nothing's going to get me. Like I feel that way. I get this like newfound strength every time that I recite this. And as I started reading it, over and over again trying to memorize this, I felt it. And it didn't happen the first time or the second, but over time, over that 30-day period, as I was saying this every day, I did. I felt this different, I don't know, I guess a different attitude or different mindset. I just felt more peace and I felt more strength because, the opposite of strength is having fear and just kind of hiding and being, a coward, if you will. And that's normally what I would do when I would feel these panic attacks come on. I would just want to run away and hide, the fight or flight mentality. And this gave me, I'll be honest, it didn't just fix it overnight. It wasn't just this. If you've watched my video, there's some other things that, like faith and having a mission, that tied in with it. And I have a video out there on YouTube about how to overcome anxiety without drugs. But this was a really, 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 really big piece of it. This is almost like that foundational piece that just helped me every day, even when I wasn't feeling it. So back to the recent time. So as I was going through selling it, I had a little bit of fear and a little bit of just, man, is this really the right time? Should we be doing this? And once we made it past it and the deal closed, it felt good. And then I had to go up there and meet the new owners, for the first time, and meet this family office that bought us, these wealthy, awesome people. And I don't know how often you get to present in front of billionaires, but I hadn't really done that much before in my life. And so I was a little bit nervous, flying up there and putting on a suit or a jacket. Don't be offended if I say suit. I burned all the suits, but at least a sport coat and looking nice. And I started getting like a little bit of anxiety again. And like, oh man, I'm getting a little bit nervous, having to go talk and present. And I just kept saying this over and over again. And it's just kind of, once again, it melted it all away. It just got me into a place of peace. So if you yourself are dealing with some anxiety or stress, Psalm 91, pick whatever translation. It doesn't really matter to me. Pick whatever version just flows better for you, and rock it. Watch what happens after 30 days. If you got kids, grandkids, coworkers, friends, whoever that are going through a tough time and just need, and you can just tell they just need that extra little strength or that boost of confidence or that feeling of God having their back. There is something about this psalm. That's why it's a pretty popular one that does it. And the more you say it, the more you just start believing it. And the more, I just call it the magic. The magic just started happening. Doors started to open up. Some of the fear factor, if you will, of things that used to cause a lot of fear didn't go away. Didn't just like disappear, but it just numbed it, where it was like, oh, I'm not really as scared anymore. I can do this. And this Psalm 91 was really, really, really important. So I know I got a ton of questions about the anxiety and other little things. And this was a really, really big one. And it came to me recently because I did have a few people have reached out about anxiety and the holidays and end of the year, and some people lost their jobs. There's just a couple of different instances. And this was one of my recommendations was Psalm 91, memorize it. 30 days. Say it 10 times a day if you have to, but to get to the point where you don't have to read it on a piece of paper in a Bible, that eventually it just comes naturally to you, where you can sit there and close your eyes and say it anywhere, out loud or in your head, whether it's in the shower or not. But I'm telling you, there's a reason I still say it every single day, even now 20 plus years later, since I essentially overcome the anxiety. Anxiety doesn't, I don't think it ever goes away. I mean, people just have anxiety and stress in general. I think it can be a natural thing, but it doesn't have to run your life. It doesn't have to make you miss out on things, and it doesn't have to make you live in fear. This to me is like asking God to bring out your strength. This is basically like just calling out to God, God, I am in a tough spot, or I'm in a weak spot. I'm not feeling today. God, bring out my strength. I want to feel you having my back. And for whatever reason, this psalm has done it for me and a lot of others I'd shared it with. So that's really it. I don't want to belabor the point. Go check it out yourself. Even if you're not in a bad spot, chances are you probably will be at some point. We all go in cycles of things happening into us. Memorize it yourself. It is just such a powerful one. And watch what happens in your own life on Psalm 91. So love you guys. Hope this helps. Hope that, like always, it just reaches the right person or people. That's always my prayer before every one of these. And if you have any thoughts or questions or anything on the anxiety, video that's out there on YouTube, I think it's just look up Salt Strong anxiety video. Probably will pull it right up. It's been watched hundreds and hundreds of thousands of times. And if you have any questions, hit me up. I'm always available, joe@saltstrong.com. Otherwise, I will talk to you on the next episode.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul, it was pain.